Radio check. Confirm for me if you can hear me. My desperate apologies. That appears to be my fault today. It seems like my solution to solving my problems with the race, with my data allowance, and it's been turned off. I'm also running at about 8% phone battery while it's plugged in charging as well. So I do hugely apologise. Please let me know that you can hear me A-OK, and I'll get us back into the race. Thankfully, it all happened during the safety car, but it looks like I might end up incurring a bit of a penalty bill on my allowance here because I've managed to mess up. Chaotica is still waiting. Thankfully, the safety car period hasn't even started yet. Thank you so much, Vic and Nate. Really appreciate you you just checking in for me there. So that was all on me. That was all my end because my phone internet decided to cut me off. I've had absolutely no problems so far running this. Cam has gone by the safety car, so there he is, just picking everybody up, and we can have a look at the liveries as well. So that really did just come at the absolute perfect time if we're going to have a problem like that. But yes, like I say, I've used too much. We're back on, thankfully. I'm really glad everybody has managed to find their way back to the stream. Here is the German Special Bacardi Distinguished livery. Still the Scirocco R is prominent. I'm not quite sure what the yellow spot on the roof is for, but Bacardi is very appropriate for Halloween with the bat as well. A nice bit of Puma sponsorship as well for the German special run. I don't think there's much in the way of difference other than a heart for Jamaica and a Webbo sticker on the window. So Preston's customised that to my approval for sure. But yeah, thoughts with anybody suffering in Jamaica, and was it Haiti as well, or Caribbean? There you can see the hacking rebellion protest approach is part of the Rookie Rebel Racing livery. Great design today. Really liking this one. Penalty for the Wi-Fi. This is the TX Speedstars special livery with some extra special scary stuff. Don't forget, folks, you can change the colour of the Webbo stickers if it makes sense to for your livery. And there's the famous Larry. While we've got Nate on, you can see Larry's sticker. I hope this helps, on the back of his and his teammate Siam's car. Larry hotly tipped to win today. I won't embarrass the person who gave me that hot tip by exposing them. We've got the number 87 is the Jack in the Box for Team Drive-Through Racing. Jack in the Box, a children-themed restaurant in the US. I was told previously. Behind him we've got Siam. Now, quite how Thrasher got ahead of Siam, I think that was partly the fact that Siam had that off on the lap prior to the safety car on lap 4. Same deal for Rookie Rebels. Binkit here, and here is the big favourite for me and from Gus, the official livery approver, for the Mountain Dew Dragon Fruit. And a nice little detail I've got from these Glovass liveries is that he does Mountain Dew correct on one side, and then he does a mirror image of them on the other side, which is the traditional racing and also military insignia way of going about it. It's a cool touch that he does there. The dragon fruit seeds on the back. The Emoji Chevy of Mercury is in the bright yellow, and some old style livery options there. Then you've got the Audi TT Cup car in the Dunkin' Donuts, another great one. I always love a Dunkin' Donuts livery for sure. Great stuff from Team Cross Border Competition. Awesome. Then Tim Hortons for the Canadian side of the coffee shop and donut shop liveries. Another great one, and a little Webbo sticker on there as well. The Toronto Blue Jays represented on the car as well. I'm slightly disappointed it's not a white and red livery, I have to say. Cam Ziller down in 10th. I think he's taken the chance to do a pit stop and put himself at the back of the grid to that time back under the safety car. But they've done it once, they're going to have to do it all over again. The distinguished VW Scirocco's. And then there is Slug in the Perrier Chevy with the Stars and Stripes on the roof as well, just in case anyone thought that he was a little bit too French with his Perrier water. He's stuck Old Glory on the roof. Back to Aussie, excuse me, with the KFC livery and the confusing blue and red Papa Speed stickers, but great to see KFC back as well as a main sponsor of the league. And it's green flag, and we're back to fast racing. Larry has taken the green flag. The safety car is peeled to one side, and it's Larry ahead of Thrasher and then Siam, the hot favourites for the win today. Thrasher appearing from as if out of nowhere. He's on the hard tyres, got plenty of fuel on board. Looks like a great race to the flag. I'm reading it's the correct time on the bottom left of the screen. It is the incorrect lap number. So that's the problem. As Nate says, it's great to see Larry's beautiful face on the back of the car. As Larry puts in a beautiful little slide as well on the way through the right-hander. Loses a bit of time, but we'll take that. So the lap on the top left of screen is my relative lap to this stream, unfortunately, but the bottom left of screen is the official race clock. And when that reaches 60, we will be time up, of course, and the checkered flag will come out. Binkett's in 4th and not far away, but remember, he was ahead of the two Hondas earlier on. Mercury climbing all over the curbstone, and several drivers taking very different lines through that tight right-hander into, I think that's no, it's not, it's Adenauer Forst running through there with Kuros Kai in 6th place. Dirksey hot on his heels, but it's going to be all about Cam Ziller and Kay Morris and whether they can clear the cars that have been slower than them throughout the course of the race, but they've pretty much only got this lap and the next one to make that happen. As far as our calculations are concerned, time out will definitely occur before the 7th lap finishes, but will it occur before the 6th lap is over, and will it leave several drivers doing a lap of honour at the end? Here is Cam Ziller down the inside of Kuros Kai, who doesn't want to give that one up at all. That's a lot of contact from Cam. I've got to say, that's a little on the scrappy side for someone with such speed. He's obviously in a real hurry. And apologies, it looks like the replay buffer is dead as well, so I can't even show you that again, unfortunately. But yeah, slightly scrappy there, and now quite how the Bacardi cars are not crashing into each other over and over again. I'm not quite sure. There is a small sticker on the back of Kay Morris's car there as well that I didn't notice. Is that a Pokemon? The pink red glasses wearing Cam Ziller down the inside. Nice overtake from him on Kuros Kai. Much cleaner this time, but he did have to display a bit more patience, I think. It's scenes like this that just remind me that there is no better sim platform for your money in terms of graphics than GT7. Hopefully we'll get some rain as well, and then you'll be absolutely convinced if you I know we've got a couple of people here watching today who are F1 drivers and also ACC and maybe iRacing drivers, so it's great to have a mix of different people here. But this sim platform, if I took driver names off the top of the cars, I really think there are moments when you very much doubt whether you're watching a sim or a real race. So I don't really like saying real. A track race filmed with physical cameras. I know GT7 and Gran Turismo Polyphony Digital put a huge amount of stock into the visual quality and the photo modes, but this is honestly something else. If the cars got a little dirtier, I think it would be the last missing thing, I think, for our graphical display. But when you start following cars and you get the different weather and light effects, it is absolutely magical. Larry leads Thrasher, leads Siam, Binkit, and there's Mercury right in the mix as well. Medium tyres back on these cars after a spell on the hards. They've done what they needed to do on those hard tyres, and now it's time to keep racing and try and one stop this race. I say they've been on the hard tyres. I'm not sure they have. Confirm for me, folks. The season GT7 races have Larry, Siam, and Binkit. They just switched to the mediums again, so they're going to have to pit at the end of this lap, I believe. Whoa, huge jump from the Lamborghini coming through there. Love to see the cars airborne over this rise. There goes Kay Morris, who gets the most airtime. I think it must have been that Lamborghini, absolutely keeping it pinned through a great section of the track. And Aussie is fully sideways. Get a style point for that run. That was absolutely gorgeous from Aussie, sideways through the corner. Let's see if he's also equally confident through the jump here. Let's see if we can capture anything. You're right, absolutely, Nate. Yeah, that is something that ACC does have. Has that a great dirt pickup on the cars. We should be turning our blinkers off. Our indicator lights should be going off once we've got done with the safety car, but it's very easy to forget. Here we go then. Yeah, the Lamborghini is the leader on the airtime and height off the ground as well. Thrasher's looking great here. He's fueled up. I'm not convinced that Larry, Siam and Binkit have even used the hard tyres for a single lap yet, and that is a requirement. We're into 48 minutes, and they're running roughly 9-minute laps. So we could end up with that 7th and final lap here. Thrasher nibbling away. He's on the hard tyres. Larry and Siam on the mediums. Thrasher has found something today on the hard tyres that the other drivers simply have not. The 87 here. Let's see if Siam and Larry go in. Well, it's Thrasher that pits from that point on the circuit. Now, he's presumably thinking there must be a 7th lap. Now, my lap count has caught up now. So it is the start of lap 6. We have 48 minutes, well, probably 48:20. So, yeah, the drivers will go round to at least start the 7th lap, but I think we will run out of time before the end of the race, before the end of the 7th lap. But I'm guessing Larry and Siam will have to pit at the end of this lap. But apologies if during the safety car period when we had the crash, they did a quick spell on the hards, but I haven't seen them pit since the start of the race, other than to put on the medium tyres that one time. Kemzilla and Kay Morris are definitely ready to pit to the end. They've only got 4.7 and 7.2 seconds deficit to the outright lead. So their pit stop, if they are happening, they can see the lead drivers up ahead of them, which is awesome for our finish here of the race, but not necessarily for those Honda NSX drivers. Please, if anyone can confirm for me whether the trio of Larry, Siam and Binkit have used the hard tyres yet. I don't think they have, but you can rewind the stream and see what tyres they're on, or you can go back to when the stream crashed to see what happened. Thankfully, if I lost my internet, you guys will not have heard me have problems and try and work out what was happening on my screen, because all the cars basically just drove into a barrier and stopped. So yeah, I had a whole panic of what was happening to me there. This is Dirksey chasing Merc. He's got Camzilla tucked up behind him, and now it's a really busy portion of the race here. 4.4 seconds for Dirksey to the outright lead, held by Larry. say, if my calculations are correct, I think they still need to use the hard tyres, and we will run out of time into maybe just 1 minute into the 7th lap. There'll be a bit of overage for them to run, but they won't get 8 minutes of overage. It's Larry leading the race then by 2.6 seconds from his teammate who's taken Binkit. Is that just happened? I wish I could use the replay, but I can't when we've had this problem. I should have probably turned the quality down, but I want to make sure you guys get the best visual quality that I can give you, even if that costs me in my internet bill. Siam in second, Binkit in third, and Mercury there in 4th place. That might be a good time just to remind you that you can give a tip on the channel now. You can press the thanks button and give a little tip if you have any spare and want to show appreciation. Then you can go ahead and hit that, or like Alexandra and several others, you can join and support the channel on a monthly basis for a very low cost. They're all priced very low, all the levels of membership, but various different perks are available, and I'm hoping to try and bring some additional perks. But you can also have a whole bunch of standard Webbo, like catch-all announcements. Larry has just stopped on track. Has Larry just stuffed it into the barrier? I think Larry might have had a problem there. He wasn't just giving up places for the good of it. He's dropped down to 7th position, I think, had spun and crashed. He hasn't damaged the car though. I am incredibly confused as to what is going on, because it looked like Larry had just had a crash and has just released everybody. Maybe he did, and he was waiting for them to pass, but no damage on the car. Very odd. Siam retakes the lead of the race. Binkit is now in second. I still think they have to go in the pit lane and will be passed by the likes of Dirksy, Mercury, and Cam and K Morris. Yeah, Riddler just saying no. That's Preston, I believe. What the hell has just gone on there with Larry, who was predicted and rumoured to be the pace of the field today. So something hasn't quite worked out. Binkit's in second. He's got just a 0.3 of a second gap. We are nearing the very end of the race time allotment. They're doing sub 10-minute laps, and we cross the line with 1 minute 10. With 11 minutes 10. 10 minutes 10? 11 minutes 10 to go, I believe. So we will go through to start the 7th lap. The front two and Larry will I think have to pit. We will wait and see, or they'll take a penalty if they don't. Dirksy in third, if they haven't changed for hard tyres for 1 lap. Maybe they did, and I just didn't get it in between the stream parts. Here is Camzilla. Now he's got a penalty. That's a really bad time to get a slowdown penalty on this final-ish, penultimate-ish lap. I don't quite know what to call it. We'll just have to keep our eye on the clock. I think we'll go to about 63 and a half minutes, I would have thought, maximum, before the overage gets cleared as they run through. There is Jim on his own in 7th place. Has Larry gone completely? I think Larry might have had a terminal failure there. As Vic says rain. Vic says rain is falling. I don't see any windshield wipers in operation as the battle for the front continues like mad. I think, here we go. I don't actually see rain yet, but Binkit is pushing Siam around this circuit. The windshield wipers are not on at this stage, but it is dark enough to rain, maybe in certain portions of the track. Unfortunately, it looks like we have lost Larry, who was the leader of the race prior to something happening, but it was a very odd situation. Looked like maybe he's had an equipment failure or a disconnection, a full disconnection now, sadly. There is Camzilla chasing down Dirksy, looking for the inside line, getting a great run through here. And these are the final moments of our race, potentially. If it does rain heavily, it will slow down this final lap, and that could push us into it being the final lap. So Zen's saying, yeah, he was wrong, it will be 7. But we'll go into 7 laps, but I don't think we will complete 7 laps, unfortunately, by the look of it. Nate's saying the race isn't complete without Larry and his sticker. Well, we still got one Larry sticker out there, and it's on the back of Siam's car. And Binkit will be looking at it and chuckling to himself, I would imagine, because there's no Larry anywhere to be seen other than the cartoon sticker, and it says, "Hope this helps." Famous joke that Larry makes. I've been the butt of that joke more times than I could care to imagine. I ask for assistance in my team chat, and he says, "Try driving faster. Hope this helps," which I can't say has ever helped. Look at how dark it has suddenly got on track as the top 4-5 drivers can continue to compete here. Still no windshield wipers on though, no spray evident. I don't always see the spray myself. I still think, Zen, let me know, I still think that the top 2 haven't pitted, haven't used the hard tyres yet. I still think that is a possibility. This is Binkit though. He will get a great slipstream here. He's on for a purple lap as he goes to one side. The rain light appears to be on the car. Let's just join him on board. Now it is raining. It is absolutely clattering the windshield, and we've stalled out in terms of our overspeed here on the McGann Trophy. Look at the rain coming down now. The heavens have opened for the final few kilometers of our race, and this is going to be a voyage into the unknown. Will they trust the grip in the cars? Will they take it steady? Because they are racing like crazy on the run in here. We have 2.5 minutes left to go, and already we're up to like a third of the rain, of the standing water allowance. Into the pits comes the 2 leaders. Will they elect for intermediates? Is this going to eliminate all the advantage that the other drivers had? Camzilla has decided to come in. Obviously they can see the situation, but they just completely rescued the strategy from Siam, Binkit and Dirksey. Jim comes in as well. There is still 2 minutes on the clock. I can't believe the good fortune of Camzilla, Binkit, and what would have been Larry as Thrasher's binned it. Thrasher into the barrier at the end of the lap, as the rain has absolutely taken hold here on our run. It is Binkit, Dirksey, Camzilla as they come out of the pit lane. Kuros Kai, I'm just interested as to how these drivers are going to get the cars stopped, because clearly Thrasher had a problem. They are getting the worst of it at the tail of the field here, trying to break the cars, trying to stop and get into these really slow corners, and an absolute nerf from Slug on Kuros Kai into the Dragon Fruit Mountain Dew. He can't get, I would imagine this exactly how a Chevy handles in the wet. You'll have to let me know, Chevy drivers in the chat today. But Binkit leads. Saito's still at the back there, but Binkit leads. He's been able to put full wet tyres on instead of the hard tyres that were required. This was going to be Camzilla and Kay Morris's moment, because they'd done their difficult pit stop routine. Now it's down to just running out the clock here. This is insane. Everybody on inters or wets. Binkit and Dirksey on full wet tyres. Camzilla's gone for intermediates. Can he take the lead while the track is still a little way away from the full wets? But it's Dirksey who takes the lead. Dirksey on the Grand Prix circuit, where the grip will be absolutely optimum, goes around the outside into the left-hander before bit curve. Dirksey in the lead of the race. Has he done enough now in the Audi as the VW front-wheel drive, I think as a front-wheel drive, comes through and is getting underneath the Renault Megane Trophy as well? Camzilla, who has been nailed on for the win here. Binkit's strategy was saved, but it's Camzilla. Siam's nowhere on the pace. He's gone for the full wet tyres. It is intermediate weather right now, I have to say. But Dirksey is leading them like an absolute boss. Binkit goes through as they get onto the Nordschleife, does he? It's Camzilla just getting tucked underneath. The VW Scirocco looks like a mini car in comparison to the rest of them, and Binkit left out on the outside of the circuit. Siam comes through back onto the podium. Siam and Binkit touch wheel to wheel, bumper to bumper, and Binkit holds on, puts Siam into the grass, into the wet puddles out there, and Siam has no choice but to hold off. We are overtime now. The clock is dead. At any point, the game will tell us to stop racing and declare the result. But Dirksey leads by half a second only. Anyone could spin at any moment here, and it's the left-hander that costs Camzilla and Siam Binkit trying to go around the long way, but but he can't make it stick as Camzilla hangs on. What about this finish to the race? This is insane. As I say, we could end up with the result being called at any moment now. Rather than getting round to the checkered flag, the drivers come over. No one has taken the checkered flag yet, so we still have, it's basically open season for anybody to take home the result. Have a look what this looks like and sounds like inside the car. I have to say, VR helmet, this is the most incredible experience driving in the rain in GT7, but this absolutely is a show-stopping final portion. You get full surround sound. That's Siam into Mercury. Mercury with a 3-second penalty for being hit in the side by Siam. That is absolutely atrocious from race control. You think sometimes the F1 stewards are bad, but that was utter injustice, and hopefully Mercury can get that time penalty taken off again. But Binkit just slightly different lines to Siam. I've got to calm down a bit. I'm going to blow a gasket in a minute as Camzilla is catching Dirksey. Camzilla has had the pace on the rest of the field in qualifying. He has been one of the quickest. He's had to make his way through the field twice through the course of this race thanks to Vic's strategy. It almost all came unraveled when the cars in front had the opportunity to not use the hard tyre at all. And there is, look at the amount of standing water is absolutely insane. The cars, it's not puddles. All the puddles have joined up, and they are just basically floating and hydroplaning all the way through this final lap. 2 minutes and 50 seconds have elapsed. Camzilla cannot wait for a good overtaking opportunity. He's just got to go for it. He has to take the lead as soon as he possibly can, and Dirksey is making that Audi GT4, that TT Cup car, as wide as it can possibly be. He's just hanging out in the middle of the circuit, as he has every right to do, and Binkit's on a full slide, and through goes Camzilla, does he? Binkit was fully crossed up, sliding through the preceding corner. Dirksey's trying to hold on here, and the next corner is a right-hander, but there goes Camzilla into the lead of the race, and that could be decisive as we approach 3 minutes 30 in overtime. Mercury's out, caught out on the dirt and the grass on the outside of the corner, but he's managed to get by Siam, and K Morris is stuck right at the back of this group. K Morris, don't forget that, don't go 3 wide through the forest, as K Morris puts 2 wheels up on the grass. There'll be no grip on those tyres whatsoever. He cannot get back off the grass out there. In the lead, though, is Camzilla, swimming his way through, dropping the rudder at the back of the VW to try and keep this steering. But what an absolutely awesome end to our race. Binkit in the rookie Rebel Racing livery. He's the rookie with the most experience, having competed in 2 or 3 races in the previous season 4.2, but not a full season naturally. Mercury has that 3-second penalty, but he's got to have that taken away because he was basically given that for being driven into. Siam has dropped back from this group. I'm sure he is hanging on like everybody else, doing the absolute best he can, but Camzilla leads. We are 4 minutes 40 into the overtime. I'm really surprised we are still running. I really thought that the game would cut us off before the end of this lap. I still think it probably will. Gentleman head wetter decided to put one driver on inters and the other on wets. Okay, so the head strategist there of the group decided inters and wets. to maximise the team's chance at making the right decision. It looks like it's intermediates, or at least it's intermediates for Cam and the VW Scirocco. Certainly K Morris has struggled to get by with as much ease, but Cam has been absolutely decisive. There is K Morris flashing the headlights. He's annoyed, he's frustrated, he's just trying to put Mercury and Binkit off as much as possible here. But here we are, 5 minutes 40 now into overtime, and Cam Ziller is leading by 9/10, 1 second now. But all the action is happening for P3. Mercury wearing a 3-second penalty. He can't, of course, get that removed now. If they pass the Dosinger Hooker and the penalty markers, there's nothing he can do to add time to his race. Don't go wide through that corner. You can see how much water and mud there is collected just over the edge of the curbstone. But Cam Ziller still very much in the lead. Dirks putting in an absolute blinder of a final sector here. See him starting to catch this group as well. This is show-stopping here. This is tremendous. Is he saying, are some guys going to not have the tyre penalties? Well, I think if it's a wet race, all tyre penalties are off, right? But it might affect my view of the race because they didn't use the hard tyre. Let's see exactly. Distinguished did get both tyres out of the way, absolutely did, yes. But I think Binkit and the two Speedstars, Michelin Speedstars drivers did not use the hard tyre, so they may be put to the back as a result. But I would imagine that tyre requirements are turned off once we hit the wet tyre or a wet race. There's Siam off through the carousel, Siam into the barrier. Unfortunately, just as he was starting to catch this battle for the final step on the podium, Dirksey has not given up. Look at this, from a second out to back in the lead of the race. Dirksey on the long run. He's got the Audi TT power. As they run through, you'll see suddenly Mercury stop dead in his tracks. Dirksey's retaken the lead in this absolutely horrifically wet Nordschleife round of the race. This has been a much harder finish for our great drivers as we close up our finish here to the race. It's Dirksey 0.4 of a second away, but they have no idea how the cars are going to stop coming into this final sector of the race. We're heading into that right now. It's about who is the bravest, who can hold some performance back, and Dirksey was shy on his way in. He lifted, and Cam Ziller's got into the lead again. The lead has changed 3 times in the final lap here. Cam Ziller comes through. I think K Morris might have the run on Binkit, who gets a little bit sideways coming out of the final corner. It's going to be Cam Ziller who will take the win here in a soaking wet Nordschleife. What a finish ahead of Dirksey and K Morris, with Binkit out there in 4th position. Siam crosses the line in 5th. Mercury down and out in 6th place, unfortunately, thanks to that thoroughly unjust run there. Is he saying, I think the timer only starts after someone finishes? That would be really interesting to know. There goes Thrasher across the line. We are way over time. I really appreciate everybody for staying with us. We'll get the official result as long as Siam doesn't end up getting a penalty. No, it looks like he hasn't been given a penalty for not using the hard tyres. How about Slug here? Kuros Kai's run out of fuel. Kuros Kai is out of fuel. And so Thrasher in 7th. Looks like Slug from the back of the grid. Looks like Slug is going to come through. I'd love to hear from you, Alexandra. What happened to Larry? Did he disconnect, or was there an equipment failure there? Please let me know if you can. Nate saying, see him in 5th, let's go. And this is the run in then. And this is where the accidents happen, if they're going to happen. And you can see the drivers just sideways into this final section, and then they've got to get the cars powered out, and it's going to be Slug out there in 8th place, comfortably in the end from Aussie's 9th. Saito in 10th, as I say. Kuros Kai's in 11th, and I think Kuros Kai ran out of fuel, or he'd let people by, or he was taking a penalty. One of those three options, probably a penalty. Jim, I don't know why, is out there in 12th place, has dropped like a stone through the field, but Camzilla retook the lead and won by just under. Alexandra says, not sure yet, door is closed on the race bait there for Larry. Camzilla, 0.3 of a second only from Dirksey, 1 second back to K Morris. A great day for the championship leading distinguished cars who come home in first and third. Binkit in 4th place put up a very, very strong fight, but in the end the strategy worked out for